You know, I thought I was kind of past the age to laugh at a fart joke, but that scene when the ghost girl crawls into the bed of the main character on the second night, and you hear the fart, I was just shocked. Like, when I heard the fart, I was shocked. And when she crawls out, her entire facial expression with her hair and all that, I was like, and she just leaves. I thought I was too old, and I just thought I would never laugh at a fart joke, especially something like that. And that got me. I cannot even begin to imagine why I was laughing so hard at that, because what really got me was that the first night, you see this little paper, doll just walk up and try to stop the ghost girl, and, she just lands in the mouth, and that's it. Just fucking hits the floor, dead as fuck. And then, all of a sudden, you go to the second night, and you just see to where a fart sound, and you're like, you just see a fight. I don't even know what to say right now. Like, that right there caught me by so much fucking surprise. Oh my god, that was a funny scene. Yeah, now I will admit, I know it was an immature scene, but that was fucking funny. Now, of course, not everybody's gonna like that because comedy's subjective, obviously, and not many people are gonna like, an immature joke like farting. But I don't know, for something about that, it just made me laugh because she goes under the covers. She's okay. I'm done. I'll stop with that scene. So, anyways, hello everybody. Today I'm here to bring all of you my anime review on Rewrite Episode 2. This episode doesn't really answer a whole lot of questions. Once again, it builds up more mystery. It doesn't show as much supernatural as the last week's episode did. It does show supernatural, but not as much to the extent of the first episode. Now, I'm very curious if those little fairies and stuff we saw in the first season will ever reappear again, or was that a one-time thing, or will that monster boss ever be explained? I'm very curious what the fuck that was. I really am. But overall, though, this episode was enjoyable. I mean, it was mainly focused on introducing the entirety of the cast, like all of our female characters, and for the most part, I'm fine with that. I mean, the first part of, episode 1, it's spent focusing on the character introduction and a little bit of the world building, but this episode 2, focuses on the other characters, the side characters, which I'm fine with, because, one thing when it comes to anime or any type of literature, there's one thing that always gets neglected, and that is the side characters, because one thing that many writers sometimes forget about is that you can have a glorious, glorious main character. This main character could be a fucking badass, like an epic fucking character, but you can have the entire character dragged down into the fucking mud thanks to shitty side characters that do not support him properly at all. And that's happened many times in series where side characters are not written right, or the way they interact with the MC, it just drags him down. And I'm glad that the, side characters are actually getting a little bit of the spotlight, getting some focus, getting some characterization, getting to see what type of personality they have. And overall, we have a lot of stereotypical type characters. A lot of them are very stereotypical. I mean, you have the typical class rep that, wants to keep order and calls people perverts or punches the main character. You have our, leader of the entire club, to where she just wants to be alone and, everything to be quiet. You have the cute little lolly girl that, sometimes can have some very interesting dialogue and, stuff like that. Overall, the cast is a little bit, I guess, generic. But it doesn't mean that the cast can't stand on its own and be something rather special. I'm willing to bet, since, this series has got a lot of fame, there's a lot of people that back this series and say it's a very wonderful visual novel, and so far the first episode of the anime was very good. I'm willing to bet the series is on the right, proper path to become something excellent, and if the characters are adapted properly, we're given enough, backstory and stuff to them, I'm willing to bet we'll find something that's very different and not generic with these characters. But overall, though, Episode 2 spent focusing on character introductions, which, like I said already, was not a bad thing. I liked how that was done. I liked how we got all this characterization out of the way before we could get into the main meat of the series, the actual plot. Now, the plot so far, I guess the best way to summarize the plot now is where our main male character is trying to prove that supernatural exists, like supernatural themes and stuff. And that, I think, would be relatively easy in a way, because, I mean, didn't the main character hint that he could use some form of ability or power in the first episode? And in this episode, there was a scene when he was talking to the club president about how he might have, like, some form of supernatural power. I mean, he didn't say that, but the way the conversation was going, it was hinting that he could possibly display some form of supernatural power. That's the way the episode was going. So I'm curious exactly what is it But I guess we'll probably find out later on in the series. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and one of the most noblest goals I've ever seen in a fucking series. The main character trying to prove that supernatural exists, and if he does, he gets to touch the club president's fucking breast. Bro. That's a noble goal, man. Noble goal. Anyways, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.